listening to The Radiator. I'm your host, Abby BK, and now begins Rocket Shop Radio Hour here at Big Heavy World. And with us today, we have Lost Media, Joe and Jules. How are you doing tonight?
Hello. Good. How are you?
Welcome to the Big Heavy World space. We're so excited to have you. They traveled all the way from Newport through ice and snow, and
Yes.
God knows what else is going on out there.
Shout out Northeast Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out.
So I guess just to start out, so you both are siblings. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your musical story and like growing up together and doing music together, if there's a story there?
Yeah.
Our brothers, I mean, we grew up, we have two older brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, we would kind of listen, at least, I feel like both of us would listen to what they listened to and like looked up to them in that way. So it was a lot of like seeing them play music in high school, and they were both in bands.
Stealing their CDs.
We would steal their CDs. Like I have, memories of stealing whatever that Disturbed album was with Down with the Sickness on it, and just being in my room, just like thinking I was cool, like my brothers type of thing, and then but we all played music in different ways. Like I played French horn in high school, and then Jules plays trombone, and
and we're always like, when we were bored, would create things together, but more like out of it, like as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
So like this is probably our first time trying to be serious.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So serious.
But.
Gotcha. And so off air, you had mentioned that your family is from Texas.
Yes.
So when did you move to Vermont?
Well, we were both
the only ones.
born in
You were both
Newport.
Born in Newport. Okay.
But before that, our parents lived in Texas, and they moved here in the late 80s, and then we came along.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we've been,
We
but
weren't like Texas
homegrown
kids, but
yeah.
we're Vermont kids.
But we
Through
went
and
back
through.
and forth a ton. Yeah, like growing up, San Antonio and Houston, between there and then growing up here, very different places. So that was fun for us to experience that. But homegrown, Northeast Kingdom,
is,
and I lived out west for a bit for school and stuff, and then moved back this last year, and that was when we decided to like actually record stuff. Even after Jules went to school at Ithaca, so like trying to use her music, her mixing. I don't know, whatever you did there.
I did sound recording and played trombone in music school, which was great, but I got a little burnt out, so this is a nice way to kind of like gain confidence again with music and just have fun instead of trying to be as serious as that was.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, very cool that you went to Ithaca. My sister went to Ithaca.
Oh, okay.
So I used to go up there
Nice.
all the time. Just little personal connection there.
Nice.
But so, super impressive. It seems like you both have played a wide range of different instruments as well. So why have you landed on the instruments that you have for the music that you're playing now together?
I played a lot, like, so high school was in like a band, and through fear learned how to play guitar, like rhythm guitar, while like someone better did lead. And so slowly throughout high school, got better with just like guitar, and then continued that through college as well with friends, like when we were bored or like wanted to do something other than school, that was like a big outlet for us. So always playing guitar and doing more like acoustic driven stuff. Which is how I kind of landed on doing this, while letting Jules do all of like the talented stuff, like, and the different instruments. And because I pretty much just stick to acoustic guitar and vocals, while I like will just like let her fill in everything.
Accompany, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever that word is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your other siblings, when you would play with them, did they play other instruments? Did you used to kind of be like a bigger band, or like how did it work back in the day, and how have you kind of like have those sounds from way back when kind of infiltrated into what you're still doing?
We never had like a full sibling band.
I can't imagine.
That'd be really fun.
I don't know why that.
But one of
seems-
our brothers does play drums, and the other plays bass.
Okay,
we
so you
could-
could.
Well, we don't want him anywhere near what
No.
we're doing. I think it would not work.
They'd be grumpy.
Yeah, they're just weird. They're just weird. So
Your vibes are maybe best
Yeah.
as a duo.
I think so.
I think so. We could maybe
But-
try someday, but
But we would watch them. They had bands in high
Okay,
school,
yeah.
and I remember as a little kid watching them rehearse and thinking it was the coolest thing ever. But yeah, we never
Yes, like-
thought about doing it all together.
forever a memory in my mind was seeing our oldest brother Jake play, or it was his band Mind Flame. They covered 311's Beautiful Disaster, and as like a junior high, I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. They had like, yeah, just on, it was like a high school variety show or something they did.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Are all of your siblings' names J names?
No, except Sam.
Except Sam, who's
Okay.
the loser.
Yeah, he sucks.
Shout out Sam.
We love you.
No, he's great. But we don't know what happened there.
Yeah, that was kind
Yeah.
of, I don't know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, I mean, interesting background, it's interesting. I don't know if we've had too many like sibling duos come in or just like family play together. So I feel like that's probably like a special connection that you have as well, like being siblings and being able to work together. Do you feel like that like aids you in making your music, or do you feel like sometimes do you get a little bit sick of each other, like doing jams together?
We have different working styles, for sure. But I think we know each other so well and are like, I don't have to feel embarrassed, I guess, if like I
Yeah.
want to like try a new idea. It's just Joe, so, And I
Exactly,
think
yeah.
it aids, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And lately for us, it's been our time to hang out more because we're both, in different parts of the state doing different things, but like make the time to do this, or even like, lining up anything we can, any show or it's like,
You make it work.
yeah, but it's like, I have no like issues even bringing up any kind of idea or something for a song, because it's like we've made some really dumb stuff too, like just to like do it, like just fun. I don't know, it's very, we have probably more joke around tracks than we do actual real songs that we've made, type of thing. A lot of throwaway stuff, but
Having fun with it.
Yeah.
No, that's great. And I do imagine, it does give you time to spend together and brings you together, which is awesome because you seem to be close. So, well, we would love to hear your first song. So what have you got for us?
this first one's called Parasite, and it was the first one when I moved back. It was like I think the first song we made together.
I think so.
Yeah. So yeah. And it's on our EP that's out right now. The only music we have out right now. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up and start playing. I'm a parasite at your bedroom window. When you let me in, I'll know just where to go. I won't pull away, you'll always have me. You'll grow tired soon, but you're what I need. I'm a carousel with the crowd surrounding. I'm circling, your smile crushing. you're what I'm missing. And what did you say in bad reception? And I'll go away, you're what I'm missing. And what did you say in bad reception?
Parasite by Lost Media. So I want to like ask a little bit more about just like how you came into the style that you play. So you described your style in your bio as 90s alternative, indie folk, and classical music, which I think is such a fun like meshing of things. So I guess my question is, you know, what are like some of your biggest like inspirations artist wise? And I guess does your background and some of the instruments that you mentioned also play into that like classical music inspiration?
First off, would you agree? Because I think I
Oh,
made
yeah.
that up on the fly
I think
as far as describing our sound.
I think it's
Would you
fine.
agree?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. I mean, yeah, definitely for me, the classical, because I grew up playing trombone in school, but I was really into violin at some point and kind of got obsessed with that and classical music, but I haven't touched it in years. But that definitely was something that really influenced me when I was young. And just like, yeah, like the 90s thing, I guess, from our brothers' music,
Yeah.
like Smashing Pumpkins or um, Silverchair,
Hmm.
those kind of bands. So I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then, I mean, and we listen, like, you know, Jules picks on me a lot about, or like, especially growing up, what I would like listen to, because we started with, you know, what our brothers listened to, and then kind of took our paths. So mine was like, I went really heavy into Blink-182, and then, and like just Green Day, My Chemical Romance, and then, you know, was very heavily influenced by that, and like wanting to make bands and like Green Day covers up the wazoo with like bands that I played with and stuff like that. And then now more recently, it's just like I still like bands like a lot of pop punk type music,
Yeah.
but like these days I listen to a lot of Story So Far, Hot Mulligan. Those are like, yeah, two of the bigger ones right now. And always like, but I always go back to like,
Emo, yeah.
yeah, to what our brothers listen to as well.
Yeah.
Like that's the core for sure. Yeah.
And what do you like to listen to the most, Jules?
Well, I think a constant for me was always Queens of the Stone Age. They're one of my favorite bands of all time, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's just how it is. But also, the music our parents listened to, they were from like the 70s, 60s kids. The Beatles,
Yeah.
to me, is always a constant.
Fogelberg
Yeah, the Fogelberg.
fever,
was big.
Fogelberg fever. Is
Yeah.
what they called it maybe.
Oh, I suppose so. But yeah, I'm always looking for new things to listen to, but the comfort bands, those are probably it for me.
Yeah. And take us through a little bit more of like your writing process. So who like brings up
Yeah.
the initial ideas? Like, is that mostly you, Joe? And then you bring it to Jules, like,
Yeah,
and then
pretty
how
much.
does like the collaboration work between the two of you?
It's a little separate collaboration. Usually just kind of bring in something,
Yeah.
we record it, and then I kind of like tweak it in the mixing. So we're separated for a lot of the writing, but then
But
You
I
know,
make her.
but
It's
yeah.
like she has all the skills of record. Like she sets up the space, and so it's like we very much need.
our
like-
own jobs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have like our spaces where I'm like, Jules, you set this up, you know,
Figure
the
it
mics,
out.
and it's so nice because I can't. It's just like I love just playing, and I have the ideas, and used to just like throwing things down, but like now to be able to like use Juliana's skills to like, she sets it up, we do it, it's quick, and then Jules just sits and like adds like she's just able to take these simple like acoustic songs that like just guitar songwriter type things and turn it into things that I couldn't even like think about, and that's where she pulls in like her past experience playing and all these things, like putting spins on it that there's no way I could do it. So it's like it's just like I hand her the tracks and and she makes it into something that I really like every time.
Yeah.
No matter how long it takes for her to. I bother her a lot of texts of me just like, hey, I'll start with like something else that's like, oh, what are you up to this weekend? Or like, I'll kind of weasel into, so did you check out the tracks yet? Or are you like, what's the status?
Like, I will.
And, I know she knows. So it's just
no,
like, I'm bothering her
I do
all the time.
procrastinate. It is true. I'm working on it.
Anyway, we don't have to bring it up. Air the laundry here.
No, it's true though.
Yeah.
Just do it
Well,
all
it's
at the
nice
end.
that you kind of like know what kind of like role works best. You have a good flow going, it seems. So when did you kind of like decide to start writing your own originals and be more serious about it? Like what made that shift? Was there anything like specifically that was like, oh, like, let's like really put ourselves out there and make something of this?
Well, I was kind of living at your house for a while because I was in between things and kind of, not doing a lot. So I think this was a way to get me, into music again and kind of, because, what else is there to do? I guess
like
where we
in
live,
Vermont,
it's very
where we live too.
depressing, and it's just kind of something to do and keep our spirits up.
Yeah. And
I guess.
Again, it was just like, I think that all this time goes by, and again, Jules has this degree in like record, like it's like, oh, okay, let's
do
use,
something with that.
Yeah, let's use these skills and like, and just try it out type of thing. And even not going into it serious, it was just like, let's just mess around with doing this. I think I was just big on just like, hey, I have some ideas for songs. Let's just, I want your help, basically, is kind of what happened. And then I just kept on. I was like, let's just make more. Let's make more. Let's release some stuff. Let's like make an Instagram page and like.
I drag my feet.
I'm kind of always I'm a little, I don't know. But that's how it's been working so far.
It's been working fine.
Yeah.
Nice. And in terms of like the lyrics and the song names, is that mostly you, Joe? And then are you mostly filling in the lyrics? Okay, nice. Yeah. And like, how would you say like your song ideas come to you? Do you usually start with like a guitar part, or take us through that?
Yeah, I think it's usually like, so I run a lot too, and so usually because it's so much time, especially now I live to where I ran on a team before and stuff, and you have all this time to distract each other from what you're doing, but now it's like running alone, and that's usually when I'll just think of tunes, I think, at first, and then lyrics come after. So I think I'll just like, like always the tune first, and then I think with moving back here to Vermont, I lived out in Colorado and Washington for like 10 plus years, but always knew I wanted to come back. And so when I moved back too, I think usually when I move is when like a lot of ideas or lyrics, because it's just like, I think reflections of when I go to another place or a new place or returning back home like I am now. It's like, I think with that comes a lot of just ideas of, the lyrics don't have to be something that came from yesterday. Sometimes it's from, forever ago or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
Random stuff.
Yeah. And how like often do you think you're like writing something new and sending, an idea over to each other?
You write pretty quick, I feel like. It's so you're like, I have 5 new stuff to do today, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because I know if I can sit you down and we set it up, and we'll just go bam, bam, bam. We'll just
and then we go. And then it takes me forever to mix it, but then we got it. He's very quick.
I think there's always ideas, because I think once it starts, and again, I think after writing the first EP we made, it was 5 songs, and then I think it was just like an exciting thing for me in my brain to be like, oh well, this is kind of a sound we had. I'd like to it's just like it's fun.
Try
It's,
something
to do it
else,
with
yeah.
Jules, it's like I think sparked a lot for me because the last like 3-4 years before this, really wasn't writing much of anything compared to now.
Yeah.
So
Very nice.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, we would love to hear your second song. So, what do you have next?
The sixth one's called Family.
Right.
Did you say all right?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, like you're just learning.
Yep.
Holes in the backyard, burying things. I know it's hard. How's your family? How are they doing? Mine's been better, but we're still moving. Moving targets, I can't stop it, but she's always asking when she'll see me next. I know it's hard, but my mind's blown away, 'cause I keep falling into habits where I move away from connection. Moving targets, I can't stop it, but how's your family? How's your family? How's your family? How's your family?
Family by Lost Media. So tell us a little bit more just about your EP. So you released it last July. So how did you like choose the songs for the project? Like, what was the whole process of putting this together, and what were your like inspirations for this specific project?
It kind of just, it just kind of happened initially as like something to just get out, just something to start with. All songs that you pretty much made around the same week. I feel like it was another thing where you just kind of like pumped them out. And I don't know. I feel like too, your friends and like performing with them as well also kind of helped shape. I could tell from like the music your friends played back when you lived out west influenced a lot of your songs.
Yeah.
So I feel like it just kind of happened. We went with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She really described it. Yeah. That's like, it was just, like, let's just get something out to start
Yeah.
type of thing.
So are you like sitting on a bunch of other songs? Are you hoping to release more music? Is there anything like
Yes.
else in the works?
Yep.
Yes, that I gotta get going on, basically. And I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have about like 5-ish workable songs.
Yeah.
I think right now, and then some like other whatever like.
Just 5
goof.
jokers and 5 real ones.
Yeah.
But one of the joke ones really, I feel like should get on there. Where
Yeah, well, I'll work on that.
Anyway.
I'll work on that too.
I think it's important, or I don't know. Yeah,
To keep the goof going.
like I even in the process of us recording stuff, there's like a lot of minutes of me just rambling ridiculous.
Yeah, I gotta
I
edit
think
a
the only
lot
way
of
I
it
can
out.
do things is to just I gotta be like not taking it very seriously and saying a lot of weird stuff.
I think that's our comfort.
Mixing it in, in the process.
Yeah. And so, as of right now, your EP's up on Bandcamp. Are you hoping to continue just putting your music on Bandcamp? Or are you hoping to kind of expand and maybe try out some other platforms?
Well, it's funny you say that because I literally, just last weekend, we got it on Spotify now. And,
nice.
all the whatever other things that we use,
Like a
DistroKid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever that does.
And
Yeah.
it was just like, just threw it on there and it worked out and it's up now. So it was like way easier than I
Sweet.
thought.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to promote anything. I'm just saying DistroKid
No, it's
was
okay.
like a very easy thing to use and
Yeah.
as someone who, anyway. So it's up on Spotify now.
Awesome.
And we'll release all the stuff, I got the account, so everything's going on there
Yeah.
on Spotify and Bandcamp.
That's
Thanks,
exciting.
Ruben.
Congrats. You're officially up on all the platforms.
Yes.
Feels amazing.
Yeah.
We're honored.
So, take us through a little bit more of the production. So you studied sound production and everything.
Yes.
So how do you typically record, and like how would you describe your like style of producing?
My style, I went to the program I had was awesome. It was like a lot of different gear to experiment with that I feel like I didn't take advantage of probably as best as I could. But so, it's an expensive hobby for sure. So I kind of just work with what we have, and do a lot of filling in later, like on my own. So like I'll just record Joe singing and guitar and then sit on that for a while and then like think of new things to add on the piano or flute. So I love it. It was something that I loved to study, and I feel like I forgot a lot of it after the years because I kind of didn't work in that industry for a bit. So now that I'm coming back to it, it's like coming back to me, and it just feels comfortable and really great to do again.
We power through Pro Tools YouTube tutorials a lot
No, yeah, I
to
do.
remember certain things. Is all I'm
just
saying.
like because there is just a lot of it's a lot of information that you just kind of have to memorize. But doing it more has been really great because I can just kind of get back into it.
Yeah.
And it's a good experience.
Yeah, that was one of my questions because there's like so many different like recording platforms to go and try out and whatnot. Pro Tools is hard. There's like a lot to learn with it specifically. I feel like it's maybe not the most user friendly, but maybe one of the most like comprehensive ones.
Yeah, like it was what we studied in school.
Yeah,
and it definitely took. It's not user like intuitive at all. It's a lot of like. I don't even know. You just have to. It's like something you have to train on for a while, and not doing it for a bit, you lose a lot of it. And so I've been wanting to experiment more with other softwares, because there's more out there. I don't need to do just Pro Tools.
Yeah. So do you feel like this experience, like kind of reconnecting with the music and using the skills that you studied, do you feel like it's kind of like reignited your passion for, what you studied in music? And tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, definitely. I had a lot of fun in school, but for a couple years after, I graduated in 21. I was like burnt out for a bit after, it was an intense program, and the music part of it too, kind of the feeling of like needing to be perfect all the time and no room for kind of having fun. It felt like at some point, like I loved it and it was fun, but this has definitely reignited my passion in the sense that it's like I don't have to worry about all those things. I don't have to worry about whether I sound good enough to be there. We sound good enough just by having fun. And I don't, So that's definitely been something I had to relearn after school.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. And I imagine like also having to like study something and be doing it like in that context
time,
is
yeah.
so different than just like doing it for solely the joy of it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you've reconnected with it in a way
Thank
that
you.
is positive for you. Tell us a little bit more about, what's to come. Like what do you think will be your next project? Any spoilers?
We'll play anywhere,
Yeah.
Just mostly focused on
What we can do.
what?
Anything that we can do.
Yeah,
we'll do
like
at this point.
just focusing on releasing more music just to get stuff out, I think is always like, or that's for me like always a big thing. And it's not to say that just release it to. When I say that, I feel like it's not like we like everything we put out. We wouldn't put it out if we didn't like it.
Yeah,
but I feel like it's just exciting to do that, and then hit us up and we'll play anywhere. We'll play birthdays, proms,
Weddings.
divorce announcements, whatever event that's planned that you need some quieter songs to, we will be
Yes.
there.
Heck yeah. You tell them. We would love to hear your third song. So what's your third one for the night?
Switchback.
Yeah, this one's called Switchback. We actually I made a little music video to this song. The song itself, it's called Switchback, I think only because when I moved back, I was throwing back some switchbacks, and I discovered them. I didn't know about them, and I think it's again not promoting anything. I'm just saying it's a great beer, and and so I think the song is kind of more about like coming home, and reflecting, maybe drinking a switchback or two. And anyway, the music video is literally just like my perspective, and it's me holding a can of switchback and like walking around the house and like just like writing or something, or it's supposed to be like whatever. It was like a thing to make really quickly, and then I DM'd it to Switchback, the company, on Instagram. No response, or I think
you got a
we got a response,
response.
and then I just haven't followed up yet to maybe play a show there. That would be
fun.
I think that'd
Yeah,
be cool.
We're really trying to plug this Switchback thing.
Anyway, yeah, this is the only one we've described, and it's not because I'm trying to get on Switchback's back, but we love to play there, and we love their beer.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. I think about you sometimes and how things used to be. Your silky black hair, your clothes, and the stairs and floor of my apartment. Switchback, switchback. So what's the status update? I've fallen off of the map. I prefer not to think, but I'll have a few drinks and call you up again. Switchback, switchback. Switchback, switchback. about you sometimes and how things used to be. Your silky black hair, your clothes on the stairs and floor of my apartment. Switchback, switchback.
Switchback. Not sponsored.
Nope, not yet.
One day. I'm manifesting this for you.
Thank you.
So take us through a little bit more about, gigging. So, you shared some of the places that you'd love to gig, but, and that I'm sure you will. So how often are you gigging? Do you have any other plans or places that you would love to try out?
Anywhere.
I mean, again,
yeah.
I think we're at the earlier on to where it's where we Newport. So I live in Newport. Jules is in White River Junction.
Mm-hmm.
So first off, we're but we'll meet anywhere. We'll go anywhere. There's local stuff we could do in Newport for sure, and or wherever we're at. But I don't know anything about the Burlington scene or certain areas where it's more. I think just about us playing places,
Accepting
getting to know
whatever,
people,
yeah.
and we understand that's a process of just meeting people and getting a feel for what venues would take our music, I guess, or let us play. I mean, yeah.
So we're pretty open right now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
Whatever
long-winded way of
happens.
saying we will play anywhere.
Totally, yeah. Well, I mean, I think so many places here in Burlington would totally be down for that. I think one thing that at least I've witnessed with Vermont in general is we are pretty accepting of people to play at
Yeah.
local places, which is great. So yeah, well, if you're in town playing a gig, maybe at Switchback or somewhere, let us know and we'd love to come.
For sure.
We are kind of coming near to the end as well. So we also like to give people the chance to just kind of promote yourself and tell us where we can find your music once again, how best to support you and all that jazz.
Yeah.
So the floor is yours to self-promote.
Well, even first off, I just want to say we're so stoked to even do this. This is
Yeah, this has
we
been
were very,
sick.
very excited to
Yeah.
do this, and it's such a so we're thank you so much for even
Yes,
letting us
thank
do
you.
this. Instagram, don't know the handle. What is it? There's an underscore
Lost
at the
Media
end.
Band. Wait. There's
know
an
what?
underscore somewhere, but you'll
At
see
the
our
end.
faces. Underscore.
There we go.
Yes, that's it.
That's
we
what
need
that
to
is.
learn our
Bob is confirming.
And
Nice.
then yes, it's it's on we're on Spotify now. Our
Bandcamp.
Instagram has the links. Bandcamp.
Okay,
That's probably the best way because I think we're at the point right now where if you look up Lost Media and Spotify, you gotta scroll until
yeah.
you
There's
find.
a lot of us. Yeah.
yeah.
That's whatever. But
Not good at promoting myself.
yeah, that we just released all this stuff really
Mhm.
on all platforms. Before it was just Bandcamp, but check us out on all of it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially Spotify and Bandcamp, I think.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, well, thank you so much for coming. This has been super fun.
Thank you.
And what is your last song of the evening?
This one's called Her. It's in. Let me tune real quick. And just to bring up maybe what we talked about, we don't know, maybe don't remember. First time the flute is on this
Yes.
show.
Yeah, we've got a flute here in the house,
yeah.
everyone. Everyone listening, there is a flute.
So ending with a bang. But yeah.
That was in tune, right? I think so.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Right. Okay. She sent me message on Thursday, my heart skipped a beat. I don't know if she still has a boyfriend, but we started flirting. She asked me if I'd move to Tucson. I probably won't, but I told her I would. Because love makes you do stupid things, and right now I'd do anything. Takes me back to January, dancing all night in a barely lit room. Pushed me up against the wall and put your arms around me. Brought your lips up to my ear, telling me something that I'll never know. Pull me back up to the bar, 'cause right now I'd do anything.
Her by Lost Media. Joe and Jules, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you.
And listeners, thanks so much for tuning in to Rocket Shop Radio Hour. Next week, we will have Car Seat here in the studio, so make sure to tune in next Wednesday at the same time at 8 p.m. But as for now, this has been Rocket Shop. I'm your host, Abby BK, and we hope you have a wonderful night. We'll see you next time.
Awesome.